Documents call. Media player.
Blindness is not
Media
the
player
end
window.
of the journey, but the beginning of a new life.
A blind lady walking with a white cane.
Access Tech Innovation has established the first assistive technology experience center in Nigeria at number 18 Modupe Johnson Crescent, Surulere, Lagos State.
Blind trainees working on laptop and using stylus on the slates.
With support from Microsoft AI for Accessibility projects, the center provides individual and group digital skills training for blind persons.
Blind person learning to use Braille note taker. A blind male using an iPhone with voiceover.
At the center, visually impaired persons get professional support in trying out various assistive technologies to know the best ones for their work, education, and recreation. The Experience Center offers after-sales services in maintenance and repairs of assistive products for the blind. I am Okpeoluwa Akeola, a blind certified professional in accessibility core competencies and co-founder of Access Tech Innovation. Are you a blind person or someone willing to empower the blind? Visit us today to check out our range of products and services.
Contact us on Instagram at accesstech_innovation, LinkedIn at accesstech innovation HQ, www.accesstechinnovation.com.
Play.
Blindness is
Pause.
not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a new life.
A blind lady walking with a white cane.
Access Tech Innovation has established the first assistive technology experience center in Nigeria at number 18 Modupe Johnson Crescent, Surulere, Lagos State.
Blind trainees working on laptop and using stylus on the slates.
With support from Microsoft AI for Accessibility projects, the center provides individual and group digital skills training for blind persons.
Blind person learning to use Braille note taker. A blind male using an iPhone with voiceover.
At the center, visually impaired persons get professional support in trying out various assistive technologies to know the best ones for their work, education, and recreation. The Experience Center offers after-sales services in maintenance and repairs of assistive products for the blind. I am Okpeoluwa Akeola, a blind certified professional in accessibility core competencies and co-founder of Access Tech Innovation. Are you a blind person or someone willing to empower the blind? Visit us today to check out our range of products and services.
Contact us on Instagram at accesstech_innovation, LinkedIn at accesstech innovation HQ, www.accesstechinnovation.com.
Documents row 1. Python for data analytics course for visually impaired. Your microphone is muted. Your microphone is unmuted.
Okay, so well done, guys. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And yesterday we in order to keep everybody busy, in anticipation of the suspended class yesterday, so I gave a question and it was fantastic, the response of the few people, but in terms of the percentage of people that responded, it's not that fantastic. But looking at the attempts that people made, it showed that we are really, really serious about learning Python, despite its frustrations and challenges. As my boss said, even to the best, it's the indentation. The problem of indentation is something that's heartbreaking. So, but at least constant practice will go a long way. At least there's no how, even when you are the best, if you write code, if you write lines of code, by the time you want to run it, you just discover that, when you are going to run it, you'll be sure of yourself that, hey, I've done wonderful job. By the time that thing tells you, trace back, that thing is annoying. So you have no choice than to just go back to your code. And then thank God it's a pointer. It points to the line. If it says indentation error or int, the string cannot be converted to integer or something, at least gives you an idea of where your problem is. So you start dancing around that. So well done to the 3 or 4 people that attempted it, and if there's any other person that still wants to attempt it, it's all about trying. It's all about seeing, trying to check. Normally that's why I said that don't go beyond what you've been taught, because I know the question you can use more advanced functions, but in order to put everybody on the same level, I said that we should just restrict ourselves to the concepts, the functions,
Yeah.
the functions that were taught in class. Your your if statement, if elif, if else. So if
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, Mr. Victor. Good morning,
Okay,
sir.
I don't know. Morning.
Yes, sir. So just take over, sir, if you are ready. So if there's any information from the end there from Mrs. Akinola, I'm sure at the end of the class, she'll come up. So, sir, if you are ready, we are ready for you too, sir. So just keep it up, keep trying. And at the beginning, even Excel yourself, as small as Excel is, it's all these things are built to frustrate you, but that's why you're human. Yeah, you have dominion over everything. So yeah. Okay. So I don't know if Mr. Victor, are you ready, sir? We can't hear you in case you're speaking. So um oh, okay. He's not on. Let me accept him. I guess he has left. Let me accept him.
Your microphone is unmuted.
Okay, can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Your microphone is unmuted.
Okay. Yeah, so sorry, I don't know. Uleka, what question did you ask them?
Okay, the question was that they should write a Python code that will receive 5 numbers from the users.
Okay.
Using elif statements, and they should, through that statement, they should show the range. Range of the 5 numbers that were received from the
From the users. Okay.
from the users. So, and 3 people, Raf, Tekin, sorry, Tekenal, and Jesus Ferromi, they answered, and it was a nice attempt. Then from Ralph, it was more of indentation. I saw one indentation that was like 20 something spaces. So
wow.
then yeah, it was nice. And then I think Jesus Ferromi, he used I think he created a tuple. He appended the numbers to a tuple, but it was nice seeing that those functions were they were making use of some of these functions. So
Okay,
from the
that's
people that
good.
answered.
That's good. Happy to hear that. Okay, so today, last week we learned about, last class we learned about the if statements. Sorry, I mixed up the dates for my talk, my conference. I thought it was this Friday. I do apologize for that. It was an oversight from me, so I take full responsibility for that. And I'm sure it has probably, messed up your schedule. So please forgive me for that. Hopefully it will not happen again. But yeah, this Friday is when next week Friday is when I'm having the class and the conference. So next week the class will be Monday and Thursday instead of Monday and Friday. Okay, so today we're going to talk about imports. In Python, you have the Python standard library, the PSL, which we have been using up to now. But the Python standard library also comes with other what they call inbuilt libraries for free that you can get from Python. A number of these imports or libraries, sorry, are math, statistics, SYS for SYS, and OS for operating system, OS. There are others like the re module, which is regular expression. I think we touched on that just a little bit last class. There's pandas, which we'll talk about in the future. NumPy. If you're into machine learning, there's scikit-learn. There are so many libraries that there's datetime or date and time. So there's so many libraries that Python comes with, right? Sorry, can you still hear me? Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes. I think
Okay.
the network is breaking there, but I can hear you. Someone else can hear you.
Okay. So if we can open our PowerShell, you can go to PowerShell, open our PowerShells up, and then on PowerShell just type py to go to the
Oh, Mr. Victor, please unmute yourself. You are muted.
New notification. Recording has
Okay.
started. This meeting was set to be recorded
Am I unmuted
automatically.
now?
Privacy
Yes,
policy.
sir.
Your microphone is on.
Okay. Yeah, so what I was saying is that let's open the PowerShell and let's go to P, just type py, let's go to the Python interpreter.
Enter. Windows PowerShell. Enter. Python 3.1.2.3 and /e 3.1.2.3
Okay, are we all in the Python interpreter environment?
This thing. DDV is talking.
Okay, so now when you're trying to import a library, let's try for an example import math, like mathematics. So do import space math, enter. Okay, when you press enter, you hear greater, right? Okay. Are you inside the Python environment? And there's someone typing, I don't think you're inside the Python. Are you inside py?
Oliwal Philip left the call.
Okay, so if we're inside the Python environment, you can type import math, import space math. That imports the math library into your code. So there are so many
Two participants entering
functions that you can get inside that math library. One of the functions is for sine, cosine, and tan. Another one is factorial. There's floor. There's ceil for ceiling. There's power, P-O-W-E-R, I think. There's square root, SQRT. So let's try some of these functions. So now type math dot factorial, open paren,
The
5.
math, is it with an S or without an S? The import
No,
math.
singular, import math, math.
All right.
Okay. So now type math dot factorial, open paren, 5, close paren. It should give you an answer. Did it give you an answer? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Ah, I don't think they can hear
Yes,
me.
sir, we can hear
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so my students, did he give you an answer? Bismarck.
Sorry, I'm joining late and I'm not taking anybody back, but just to know the environment we are doing this. Is it in the Visual Studio code environment
No,
or in the Python environment?
In the Python environment, Python interpreter environment.
Okay, sir. So that I can know where to go. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So this is an interactive class. I don't want it to be just me just talking. So on the Python environment, you're meant to type import space math, M-A-T-H, enter.
New line. New line.
Okay. Now, when you do math.factorial, you hear open paren 5, close paren. You should hear 120.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Sir, if I do that import math, it's telling me syntax error.
Import space, put a space, the math, M-A-T-H.
Yes, I did put space. Sir, I did put space.
No, don't put any space before the import. How are you spelling import? M for Mike.
Okay.
What do you do next after that, bro?
Have you typed math.factorial, open paren, 5, close paren?
Yeah, it brought 120.
120, so that's 120, yes. So you can do math.sin, open paren, 60, close paren, enter. So math sin for sine, like when you have sine, cosine, tan. So math dot sin for sine, sin or sin. Open paren, 60, close paren. So it'll give you some digits, Abby.
Yeah, minus
0.3, whatever.
Yeah. So that is for people who are into trigonometry. You know, you can use that. Now, there's also another one, import statistics. Import statistics. Press enter.
Done.
Okay, now type L is equals to open square bracket. This is a list, open square bracket. 1, 3, minus 5, close square bracket.
After the equal to open square bracket.
So import statistics, Abi, enter, next line. L for Lima is equals to open square bracket, 1, 3, minus 5, close bracket.
1, space, 3,
then space, minus 5. Then you close the square bracket.
Yes, sir.
Enter.
Greater.
So you type L and press enter. What do you have?
Enter. Left bracket 1, 3, minus 5, right.
Okay. Now you can do statistics dot
STATISTICS. Statistics, period.
mean, MEAN,
MEAN.
open paren,
Left arrow.
L, then close the paren.
Statistics dot.
Mean, MEAN.
Okay.
MEAN.
Yeah.
Open paren, L, close paren. Enter.
Minus 0.3 to
Minus
infinity.
0.333333333.
Okay, yeah, so that's the mean of that. So that's how you can find the mean. If you want to find the median, how will you do that? You do statistics.median, open paren, L, close paren. So try that. What do you get?
1.
You get 1. Exactly. Okay. So in the statistics library that we just imported, they have mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, and all of that, right? So I will show you how you can get all the functions for each of these what do you call it? Libraries, yeah. Okay. And now, if sometimes that statistics is very long to type, right? It's very long to type it out. So you can do something like this: import statistics as STS. So import statistics space as import statistics
Enter.
No, as STS. As STS. Yes. Enter.
Okay.
So now, instead of now typing statistics, you can just do sts.mean. Then L. It'll give you the same answer. sts.mean, open paren, L, close paren.
Correct.
So you can see, instead of typing out the statistics in full, you can abbreviate it. But just know that if you make sure you know what you abbreviated it to and keep that abbreviation always separate, because imagine if you say import statistics as S, right? Then sometimes somewhere down your code you now say S is equals to hello. Your S has just wiped out your new S is now a new value. Now instead of it being of a type library, it's going to be of type string. Yeah, so you have to be careful with that. Now, instead of doing if you know what you want to import, you can now do from math import factorial. Okay, from math import factorial. Enter.
Greater.
Yeah, so somebody has a syntax error. From math, from FROM space math space import. Enter. You've gotten it now, yeah. So from math import factorial, okay? Now, remember before, to get that factorial, we have to use math.factorial because it's inside the math library. But now that you have done from math import factorial, you can just do factorial 4. So just find the fourth factorial.
$24.
Yeah, 24, yes.
Prof.
So that's it. Yes?
I don't know if you've worked with Anaconda PowerShell or Anaconda prompt. In that case, you do these calculations as import pandas. Does this work in a similar way like that
Yes.
ID environment?
Yes, you can do import pandas as PD. We'll get to that.
Bismarck, you're
Going to
taking
do
us
when we're
ahead.
starting. Bismarck is a don dada. Bismarck.
Assisted Technology Experience Center left the call. 2 participants entering lobby.
Bismarck is becoming my what's that Brazilian that just left Chelsea? What's that man's name again? Anyway, very very advanced guy. Okay, so those are okay. Another thing you can do is you can separate by commas. So if I want to do if I want to have if I want to import two libraries together, I can say import space OS comma SYS. That's OS for operating system comma sys SYS. Or import. Yeah, you can do it if you want. Import OS comma sys SYS.
Import space OS
comma
space
sys SYS.
SYS.
Yes.
Greater.
So this will import both the OS. So instead of saying import OS, the next time you say import SYS, you can just say import OS comma sys. It will do that for you. So these are several ways you can import libraries into your code. So another thing you can do is also import from math, import or from statistics, import mean, median, mode. So it will give you all those things for you. Import mean, comma, median, comma, mode. Or from math, import factorial, comma, sin for sin, comma,
2 participants entering
cos, COS for cosine. So you can do all those things in your environment. So I hope this part is clear. I want you to exit out of this environment, please.
No, so Prof, now, is this applicable in the VS Code environment?
Yes, you're going to do that now.
Okay, out.
So exit, yes. Now launch VS Code. You can call the file factorial.py. No, call it fact, fact.py. Fact, F for F for Foxtrot, A for Alpha, C for Charlie, T for Tango. Fact.
Okay.
Fact.py. Now, just for your information, if you call take for example now, you call your file math.py. What Python does first is that before it looks at the library, it will look at your folder first, that your directory first for a file called math. So please try not to name your files, your coding, your code file names after libraries. So that's why sometimes it's good to have _1, or my _factorial.py or something, so that you know that it's not part of the Python standard library. Okay, so have you launched fact.py, facts.py?
I did facts with an S.
Okay, that's fine. Facts.py, yes. Okay. Now, what's our first line of code?
Name.
Yes, name. Then yes. Then the second line is what? We're going to perform the factorial of any number. That's the second line. Comment. Perform the factorial of a given number. So since it's only Bismarck and Tekena that's answering me, I think Philip was here, but he has gone.
Please,
Sonia,
I'm logged out and I'm lost. I don't even know where you people are at the moment.
okay, don't worry. You have the video to get the recording, but you follow with us. Our opening Visual Studio Code. Open Visual Studio
I'm also
Code.
following this. I'm also following, but I'm not with my Sonyalu. I'm not with my laptop, Abdurrahman. I'm not with my laptop. There is spark in my area. My phone battery is.
Sorry about that.
I'm just.
Sorry about it.
I'm paying attention, listening.
Okay. No, that's fine. Sorry about that. Okay, so now.
Sorry, Teacher Raf is asking to be unmuted. I don't know what it means.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Lekon, can you unmute Teacher Ralph? Oh,
Okay, let me try.
Okay.
No problem.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Philip, I can hear you.
Sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. At some point I had to leave the meeting because I couldn't
Ralph,
unmute.
You can unmute.
I couldn't unmute myself then, and that was when we just started. I just logged in a few minutes ago.
Okay.
Obviously, I'll have to catch up later. And I was actually thinking today would have a kind of review of what we had on Monday, but we're having a new topic already on board. But nevertheless, I was thinking Fridays was usually for catch up. But we're already moving on. I just wanted to make that notification.
Lekon, is that the case?
Well, that is what's supposed to be, but with the caveat, if there are no complications as a result of or from the last class, then you just move on.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So anyway,
if people did not have anything, but if there's any complications, then
okay. After this code, we can ask questions after this code. Okay. So Teacher Ralph, you wanted to ask a question. I think he may be struggling to unmute.
You can unmute yourself. From here, you are unmuted, so you are showing that you are unmuted. Yeah.
Probably he's facing the challenge I faced too that made me to log out and come in because
And
at some point.
Okay.
You may want to do that, Ralph.
Okay, so Teacher Ralph, you may want to log out and log back in. Okay. Okay, so now in this code, we're going to find the factorial of any number. For those that have been following, I want you to get the inputs from the keyboard from your user, convert that input into an integer, and then find the factorial of that integer of that number that is imputed, and then print it out. What do you think the best way to go about it? What should we do?
Prof, based on the question I had asked when we're in the Python environment, the first thing to my thought would be to import the library.
Yes.
Because I don't know whether the library is already imported in this environment.
No. It's not. You have to import it.
So it would be to import the environment.
Yes.
The library rather.
So you now say from math import factorial. From math, math, import factorial. Or you can just say import math if you want to do it that way. So from math, import factorial. Next line. Okay, so we can get the input from the user. You can say NUM for num is equals to int, open paren, input, open paren, open quote, enter your number, colon, close quote, close paren, close paren. I'm faster now because I feel you guys should know this. Let me know when you're done.
Are we converting to float or to integer the number, Prof, please?
No, integer. Okay, tell me when you're done. Are you done?
Sir, just continue. If they are not done,
Okay.
they will speak.
Okay. Okay. So num is equals to int, open paren, input, open paren, then open quote, enter your number, close quote, close paren, okay? Next line. Answer is equals to factorial, open paren, NUM, close paren.
Sorry, Prof?
Yes?
Okay, you're using answer as the input variable.
No, number is NUM is my variable for input. Then answer is what is the factorial of that number.
Okay, what I did was I said, after from mass import factorial, I said A equals int, open bracket, input, open bracket, in parentheses, sorry, in quotes, enter number.
Yes.
Then double close parentheses.
Yes.
Then I said factorial A.
Oh no.
Then,
you have to equate it to B now. You have to equate, in that Python environment, it gives you your answer there and then. In this environment, you have to print it out. So you can either do print, open paren, factorial A, but no, you have to say B is equals to factorial, open paren A, close paren.
Okay.
So since in his case he used B, in my case I'm using answer. Answer is equals to factorial, open paren, and num, NUM, close paren. Okay. Next line, print, open quotes.
Nice is autopilot left the call.
The factorial of A is B.
The factorial, the factorial of then close quote, comma, NUM, comma, then open quotes, space IS, close quote, comma, answer. I hope that makes sense. The factorial of, okay, because if you put the A and B inside the quotes, it will just say the factorial of A is B. It will just print it out directly like that. It won't interpolate, the A for the value. It will just take A as A because it's inside quotes. It's just treated as a string. But you need to get that value of A and the value of B. So there are two ways you can do this. You can do the print like this, if this makes sense to you. Tekena, print,
Yes,
open quotes, close quotes, and open paren, close paren. Then inside the paren, you can say open quote, F, sorry, inside the paren, say F, open quotes, close quotes. You can, Tekena, you can do this on another line. So print, open paren, close paren, F, open quotes, close quotes. Inside the quotes, the factorial of, now inside the factorial of A, but inside that A, inside that string, I want you to put open curly brace, A, close curly brace.
Sorry, Prof. That is the first thing in the print bracket is F.
F, yes. Then
teacher out left the call.
After the F, yeah, before the quotes, yes. Then inside the quotes, now say the factorial of.
Curly brace A.
Curly brace A. Then after that is curly brace B. So open curly brace B, close curly brace. So if you look at this now, what Python will do, that F stands for formatting. You must put that F before the quotes for this to work. So that F stands for format. So you now say so everything will be in string, just your variables will not be in string. Your variables will be inside the curly brace for Python to know that, okay, I need to get the answer, the value of A and the value of B. Does that make sense?
Right.
If you look at it properly, you get used to it when you start writing code, and you get used to it by start writing the code like that. But it's not compulsory. You can do it the first way I have said. But if you feel this way is better, no problem. I think Python is leaning towards
F on the internet when I'm troubleshooting my codes, and I'll be asking myself what it stands for.
Yeah, so F means format. F open, so it's going to format everything that's inside your string, but the formatting must have, if you want values to come out for your variables, you must put these variables inside curly brace for the formatting to work. Okay. All right. Now you can save the code and run it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have been really struggling. I was the first to enter, but I've been struggling to communicate to you.
Oh,
at a certain
wow.
point, yes. I lost track when you were still giving the code. I couldn't request for your pardon. I've just rejoined.
Okay, don't worry. We will. They said it's an interactive class, so Philip pointed that out to me, and so you after this code that they run, you can ask questions. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so Tekena and Bismarck, and I think just Femi was in, but he has left. Can you run the code?
I'm afraid it's telling me maybe I misnamed my file. Though. Is it though? Please come. Maybe I misnamed my file. It's telling me I cannot find this file.
Oh, facts.py.
Yes, let me just get a sighted person to look at the name and give it on me. What is this file called?
Sir, you are off.
Top. Finding is on the top of me.
Left.
Okay, sir. I think you are back.
Your microphone is unmuted.
Okay, can you hear me, Lekon?
Yes, sir.
Okay, while that's going on, okay, let's take questions. Let's take questions while that's going on. So, Philip, do you have any questions?
Sir, I'm actually lost. going back might look suggesting to go back might look selfish, but then we can always make reference to the video later. So at this point, I can't start saying we should start all over, but then I will go back to the video. But if I have questions, it should still be the problems that we have been facing about indentation under the if, talking about the last class. It's really been a sort of struggle when you have this, the indentation error, then correct, or you can correctly run a code.
Okay, so yeah, I totally understand. It's even a problem for me, as I mentioned in the last class. What you can do is I've noticed that what Visual Studio Code does is that when you type if and after the if statement and you press colon, you type colon and press enter, it indents it for you, and then you start coding. So what you can do is you can press home on your keyboard, then press the left arrow until you get to the actual beginning of the line. Then you can type. You can start counting from the beginning of the line to where your first indentation is. The problem is that if your first indentation starts on column 4, in that if block, all your other code in that if block must be on column 4. So, and then when you type else colon, Visual Studio Code would align your else to the first if, to its corresponding if. So if your if was on line 1, sorry, column 1, and after you finish doing everything inside your if block in the indentation and you type else, Visual Studio Code would automatically push that else back to where that if is. Then after you type colon, it will now continue indenting, because that else should be an indented part of the code as well. When you finish the indentation or you finish that line of code, you can backspace, or you can type A. So what I normally do is I just type a character like A, and then I go to the beginning again to check, okay, is this thing at the beginning of the line, or is this thing at the place, the indentation level I want it to be at, right? If it's at the indentation level I want it to be at, then I'm fine. So those are ways you can circumvent that.
Okay, sir. I want to believe that in our print statement, we are not supposed to have.
Sorry?
In our print statement, we are not supposed to have indentation.
So it depends. If your print statement is part of your if block, right?
Okay.
It can be. It should be indented. But if you don't want it to be part of your if block or your else block, then you don't have to indent it. You can put it at the beginning of the line.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
On that same note of indentation, what should be indented and what should not be indented?
Okay, so indentation is a way for Python, the programming language, to know that this part of the code is inside a block. So it can be inside the if block. It can be inside a loop, a loop. We are going to treat loops after this import. Next, it can be inside a loop block, but at least it is a way for Python to know that, okay, this if place that you want me to run now, this branch, if branch that you want me to run, it has to be indented so that Python will know that, okay, this is the place that you want me to run for this if statement. Anything other than this if statement, anything that's not indented, it will not run it. So the rule is that anything you want to run under a particular block, then it should be indented. And what I said in the previous class is that how do you know when an indentation should start? In the if statement, the if statement ends with a colon, double dot, pam pam. Once you press that, once you type that and press enter, Visual Studio Code automatically indents the line for you, 4 spaces from the beginning of the line, 4 spaces. When you finish your indentation, that is when your logic has finished. So now let's take, for example, you have an if block that says you get a user, you have a user, the user imputes 10. You now say if the number is less than 10, you now say print welcome.
Okay, you guys are done. No,
You can also
I'll
say
call us to meet once my class is done. Sorry, sir.
you can also you can also say print. Sorry, the first line is print welcome. That print is indented because there's a colon in that line, so that print is indented. The second line, you can also say print. What do you want to do next? That print too is also indented, but because the logic you want to have has 2 lines inside that branch, all those 2 lines must be indented. Now, if your next line, you don't want it to be indented, you push it back to the beginning of the line or to the last indent. Because when from the subsequent topic for loops, but you're going to see how we're going to have multiple indentation levels. So does that make sense? Please, if it doesn't make sense, let me know so I can try and explain it a bit better.
So on the next block, you have to bring it to the start.
Yes, on the next block that you don't want to indent anymore, you push it back. You press backspace, it goes back to the start. And as I said before,
there are 4 spaces always.
Yes, always 4 spaces. So the Python standard, there's a body called PEP. Somebody said the acronym again, but it's a standard that Python lets for all programmers, and even not only for all programmers, but all creators of all these IDEs. IDEs are integration development environment. Those are that your Visual Studio Code, your PyCharm, all those kind of environments. So with this kind of environments, PEP states that your blocks must be 4 spaces from your previous block or from the beginning of the line. 4 spaces, standard.
Okay, sir. If I may understand you properly, after a colon from an if statement, not only from an if statement, if there's a column attached to a particular statement,
yes,
subsequent lines under that statement will be arranged under a particular block pattern.
Exactly.
No matter how many lines you are documenting under that statement, they will remain on that block. Then when you want to wipe off that indentation, you use your space bar to go to the first column.
Your backspace.
The backspace. Okay, probably we can start another statement from that.
Exactly, yes.
First column.
And then just to add, if you have 4 spaces of indentation, if you press backspace once, it clears it once. You don't need to press backspace 4 times.
Hold on, please take that again because I've made that mistake a number of times and I have to redo it.
Yes, if you have, normally a column, when you press enter, automatically it put 4 spaces. So if you want to remove the 4 spaces, just 1 backspace is okay. It will remove the whole
because I've
4.
done it and I will end up deleting other items.
Yes. So then if you have 8 spaces, you backspace 2 times.
Sorry, bro. So is this because a space is 4 bytes?
Sorry.
So I didn't get that question.
Is it because,
I didn't get that question.
Is it because like 1 space is 4 bytes in Python environment that it creates that 4 what do you call it? That if you do 1, it takes 4 spaces at the same time?
No, so what the environment, the Visual Studio Code is trying to do for you is trying to make it a bit easy for you. Okay. So yeah, so as soon as you press type colon and press enter, it indents it for you. But then when you backspace once, it will wipe out the four spaces for you immediately, so that you don't have to press backspace 4 times. Just do it once, and then it clears that indentation for you. Exactly.
So I want to ask, is it
Understand,
possible to have
sir?
more than 4 columns after pressing spacebar? I mean, after pressing enter, is it possible to have more than 4 columns? Because Mr. Leko just mentioned 8 columns now, and I'm shocked.
Yeah, no, what he's saying is that now there are some times when you have an if inside an if. So you can say if x is equals to 10, then inside the if, you put colon. You now say if y is greater than 7, colon, do this. So that the first if will start on your line 1. If x is greater than 10, colon, you press enter. Microsoft Visual Studio Code will indent it 4 spaces for you. You now say if y is less than 2, colon. As you press colon, press enter again. Microsoft Visual Studio Code will indent it again. So you now have 8 spaces. So your code will now start from column 8. So you start typing from there. You start your code from there. Now, what Lekon is saying is that if you now want to, after you've written your block, you now want to start again from the beginning, you type the backspace twice, pam, it will go to back to column 1.
As many ifs as you have.
Yes, as many blocks as you have, exactly.
That was the mistake that Ralph made yesterday, that it was having 20 plus spaces. So it was having if inside if. So the Visual Studio Code was just putting spaces for him, and so it was part of his frustration yesterday.
Oh, okay. Sorry, give me 2 minutes. I need to use the loo. Just give me 2 minutes, please.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
Prof, I want to.
Yes, sir.
This indentation. So we are not really very familiar with coding. I'm trying to relate with our Microsoft Word now. That maybe when we are doing listing, when we are listing or itemizing something, that maybe we are using 1, 2, 3 or ABC or Roman numera, that we now press enter. Automatically it will put the next Roman numera there. So is that the exact way that the indenting works? That we now press backspace to erase that Roman numeral?
Yes. Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. Because that is the rule. Anywhere, except the column is inside the quotation. Anything inside the quotation is more or less like it nullifies the original function. So if you press and outside of a quotation is a function, but if you put it inside a quote, so it becomes a string. So once you have any statement that ends with a colon, there's nothing you want to do. It will automatically indent it. And then pressing backspace, it will give you an error because, for instance, if you say if x is greater than y, colon, and then you now enter and then it gives you 4 spaces. If you backspace, it's going to give you error because it's expected that after an if statement, after a colon, there should be an indentation. So it's when you complete your block. When you complete your block and then you want to start another block or something like that, then before you can say, but at least the next line, the line that follows a colon must be indented.
Now, sorry, Oba, if I follow you right now, if you have multiple ifs in a block, is it not the standard that every if statement should start from the same point? So if I do the first if column and I do the second if, it automatically indents it for 4 spaces. If I do another if, it automatically should indent it an additional 4 spaces. So if I run the program, will it not give me error? Should I not come back and put all the ifs to start at point 1, for instance?
Notification.
Remember I said every column. Okay, sir.
No. Continue.
No, I was saying that once you have a column at the end of a statement, the next line must be indented. Now, if there is an if the next statement that comes after a column is if, that means you are having the second if inside the first if. And then the second if must not be on the same line, or should not. The prof will correct me. Should not be, since it's inside another block, it's like a sub if
of the first one.
Yes. So to indicate, to separate it as inside another if, it will have to start from a different line. So that is another 4 spaces. Remember I said, so if you have if x is greater than y column, normally it must have its own indentation, the next line. But if the next line is now another if, that we already have spaces, space, if. That second if should have its own indentation too. Do you understand? So making it 8. So sorry, I don't know if I'm wrong, sir.
You're correct. You're correct.
Yes,
you're correct. Making it 8. Come back. Okay. Yes. Question.
Yeah, question. Hello, I don't know if I'm online. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm hearing you.
Okay, so
Go ahead,
with the line indentation, what's the difference between manually using the backspace and then the tab key? Does it mean one tab key is equal to 4 spaces? But when you check it manually, when you use the left or the right arrow keys, it really tells you 4 spaces. But when you backspace once, it clears it off. Does it mean that one tab is equal to that 4 spaces?
Okay, so in Microsoft Visual Studio Code, they have done that for you so that you don't get errors. Now, if you're using another environment like Notepad++, for example, the minute you press tab is 8 spaces and not 4 spaces, right? So the minute you press tab, it will just rearrange your code for you into something you won't like. So what Python endeavors is to use the 4 spaces. If your environment does not indent it for you, just make sure you just type 4 spaces, pam, 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 and then from there you can continue typing. So like the environment I use, sometimes I use Microsoft Visual Studio Code. I use another editor, but it's on Linux. I'm an Ubuntu person. I use VI or Vim. It's a text editor. I actually type 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4 in my code. But if I want to get things done fast, I use Microsoft Visual Studio Code, which does it for me. So it all depends on preference, on what you want, and all of that.
Sir.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Can we use Notepad?
Notepad++? No, you can't use Notepad.
Notepad.
No. Why you can't use Notepad is because Notepad has a funny way of when you're doing open quotes and close quotes, there's a way normal text editors the word would be stylize the quotes. So Notepad adds some fonts to the code. So when you're running py space, then your file name, Python cannot recognize that open quote and close quote and will throw an error. So it's advisable, if you're not conversant with Notepad, you can use Notepad nonetheless. But if you're not conversant with Notepad and you don't want to use Microsoft Visual Studio Code, I would say you could use PyCharm or Notepad++.
So in Notepad++, you do the indentation manually.
Yeah, you have to now you have to press 4 spaces manually. Yes, which if you feel that will be better for you, then so let it be. You can test it out. You can also test Microsoft Visual Studio out, see which one is better for you, and use that one from henceforth.
But Prof, what
right.
I have done so far, personally, is, for instance, Teacher Ralph, when I did a troubleshoot of that thing we did yesterday, that Oba gave us to do yesterday, when I copied your code into MS Word, right, I was able to
notification.
see
Recording has
the
started. This
indentations. And it was in MS Word, for example, that I
new
did the right
notifications.
indentations and then moved it back to Visual Studio Code, and it worked. I don't know, Prof, how that plays out.
Okay. Yes, you can do MS Word. You can also use Notepad. You can use MS Word. You can also use Notepad. But it's good that you type. If you want to do it that way, always type it out in Visual Studio Code first, and then you can copy paste it to Microsoft Word or Notepad and paste it back. Then copy it back. Sorry, because if you start with Word, as I said before, Word would add some fancy things to your open and quotes, close quote. Now, I don't know whether if you paste it back to Visual Studio Code, it can autocorrect. It might be smart enough to correct it. But, you know, that open and I've had problems with that open and close quotes when typing in an environment like Word and pushing it into like this my text editor, for example, and saving it, because my Python will say, this open quote is not a normal character. It doesn't understand this open quote because Microsoft Visual Studio Code uses there's something called bytes, Unicode bytes, instead of just normal. There's something called ANSI, which is the American National Standard for Information, or there's another one called ASCII. These are standard characters, the way it is denoted on the keyboard, and their code. So like A is 32. So there's a way the interpreter looks at there's a kind of coding going on with each character. And if it doesn't see the right coding, it flags that error, that is an error. Okay, so that happens in the background. So probably Microsoft Visual Studio Code is wise enough or smart enough to change that. Yeah, but it's best to start with Microsoft Visual Studio Code, then go to Word, as you said, or Notepad, then bring it back to Microsoft Visual Studio Code to make sure.
And also, please, Prof, just to share my experience or what I do, especially with my colleagues. You know, when I run a code and when I write a code and I run it and I find error, what I usually do, and that was what I did Teacher Ralph, for your code yesterday, in the Microsoft Visual Code environment, if you go to the menu file and you drop down, you will see an option called trouble. It's more like to find problems in your code. And it will now identify the different lines and characters where the codes are. That helps me a great deal if I have error in my code. So I'm able to know it's online this, online that, and then character position or position this. So I just go again back and then manually go and fix it. So that may be useful for us.
Okay. Does any
And
other
also when
person
you
have
get an error message, when you
Okay.
get an error message running your code on PowerShell, if you listen to that error message to the end, it will definitely point out the line in which your error is.
Okay.
Yeah, but if it is multiple, PowerShell will give you one at a time. So it will tell you the first one, you go and correct it. But in the Visual Studio Code, even if it is 5 errors, it identifies all of them at the same time. It will tell you, for instance, 5 errors, or sorry, 5 problems. Then as you use your arrow keys down, it tells you the problem 1 where it is, problem 2 where it is, problem 3 where it is. You know, that is what I observe, and that is why I use it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Please, can you come again with that procedure so we follow up and check on that?
In the Visual Studio Code environment, if you run it, after you've coded and then you try to run it in the PowerShell environment and there is an error, for instance, if you come back to the Visual Studio Code environment and then you go to the menu if you just do Alt, right? If you press Alt, it will take you to the menu. You see File, Edit, View, and all of that. If you go to the View menu, you use your down arrow and press. You see different functions, finds, like that. There's a function called problem. If you click on that problem, it will identify all the problems in that code, right? So as many as they are. Then if you now use your arrow down to press it, it will identify the problem each, the line where they are, and the characters that are involved.
Now, my question there, Tekena, how come my code had indentation errors, but when I run it, it gives me the correct answers?
I marveled too. I was following your communication with Oba, but when I now downloaded the code and then ran it on my own system, the error that Oba pointed out was what it pointed out. It would just tell me errors. It wasn't giving me the answer. So all I did was then go to the Visual Studio Code environment and then did what I just explained, and it identified those 5 errors, which I screenshot then and then sent to you. And then when I corrected it and ran it, it gave me the correct thing. That's why I sent back the corrected code again on the platform.
All right, I'll check it out.
So Ralph, another thing is that, even though in your if block, take for example, you have Microsoft Visual Studio Code gives you 4 spaces. Now, let's say peradventure, you now press space, 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 space. So it's now on column 10. Python doesn't really care whether it's a column 4 or column 10 or column 27 or column 30. What it cares about is that that place is indented. It doesn't start on column 1, like where the if starts from. So that's what Python cares about. What also thing Python cares about is that, let's say you have multiple code lines inside out your branch, inside out your block. Python cares that, okay, even if you start on line 4, column 4, column 2, column 7, column 10, all the lines subsequent after that first line must also be on that same column. Column 10, column 10, column 10, column 10, right? But then when you now press backspace, you make sure that where you're starting the next block from, if you want to start it from the same block indentation as the if, that next block must be on the same column, if you understand what I mean. So Python doesn't care if it's 4 spaces, can be 2 spaces, but as long as they're all aligned in the same manner, that's where it will run. But the minute the inside that block, the next line is on column 4, the next line is on column 7, that's where Python will now say this is an error. As long as it's on column 4, column 4, column 4, is aligned properly, Python is fine with that. If it's on column 7, column 7, column 7, as long as it's aligned properly, Python is okay with that. So you can check it at your spare time when you're free. Instead of doing 4 spaces, press after Microsoft Visual Studio Code has indented it for you, just press an extra space, let's say on column 5, and start typing. You even see that the next time you press enter, the Visual Studio Code will even align it on that column 5, because that's probably where you, the programmer, wants to align your code. But as I said before, the PEP standard is on column 4 spaces after each indent. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any more questions?
We have not run our factorial code.
Okay, run your code. Did it run?
My own ran, and that thing you pointed out happened. The first print, when I put the A inside the code, it just said the factorial of A is 24. It didn't mention the factorial of 4. So when I did the
exactly.
F, when I did the F and put the A in a curly brace,
curly brace,
yeah, it now told me the factorial of 4 is 24.
You see, you see. So yeah. Okay. So let's go over these prints. This print, I think this print will help us because I think that's where Python wants us to that's the future really. So if you now let's go to our Python environment under PowerShell. When you're there, tell me I or yes, I'm there.
Aye.
Aye, okay. Okay, now type A is equals to 1, enter. Okay, B is equals to 2, enter. Okay, now say print, open paren. Okay, B, have you typed B? B, A is equals to 1,
B equal
enter.
to 2.
Then B is equals to 2.
Yeah.
Okay, there's even something I can even show you. You can say A, comma B, A, comma B is equals to 1, comma 2. Do you get that? A, don't press enter yet, but look at that line. A, comma B is equals to 1. Exactly. Is equals to 1, comma 2. So A will get 1 and B will get 2. You want to add other variables, you can. You can say C is equals to, you understand? A, B, C is equals to 1, 2, 3, something like that. So you can also do that as well, okay? So A, comma B is equals to 1, comma 2, enter. Now, if you now say print, open paren.
Figure 3.
No, print. Type print.
Okay.
Open paren, open quotes, then just say A is equals to B inside the quotes. A equals B inside quotes. Then close quote, close paren.
Hollywood till it left the drawer.
Okay, when you press enter, what does it give you? Yes.
Just say equal to B, greater.
Okay, but you can see that it doesn't give you the value that you want, Abi. So now you can say print, open paren, F. You must put the F there. Open quotes. A is equals to open curly brace, then A, then close curly brace, close quotes.
A is this also in curly brace?
No. A is just normal string. A equals to open curly brace, A, then close curly brace, close quotes.
Right bracket.
Then right bracket, yes. So before you press enter, please look at this code. Print, open paren. Inside the parentheses, you have F. F is for format. Open quotes. So you want A, you want to tell the user that your A has a value of the value of A, right? So you now say A is equals to open curly brace, A inside the curly brace, close the curly brace, close the quotes, then close the paren. Then you can press enter. What does it give you?
A equals 1.
A equals 1, exactly. Does everybody else get that? Bismarck, do you get that?
Yes.
Okay, Ralph, you got that? Yes, okay. Thank you. So now try it for B. Do B equals open curly brace B.
Yes, left the drawer.
Close curly brace. Do it for B. Then press enter.
Left alt window. Left paren 14 right tab. Ogo at upper net colon. Tilde slash documents slash
Equals
ebook
to.
slash D. Return. 12:24 Ogo left window. Python 4 Python 4.
Okay, B equals 2. Now, if you remove that F, what do you think will happen?
It will just read B equals to B in this thing. It will not give us the figure.
It will not give you the figure. So if you want to try it, for those who are curious, you can try it. So this is what we're going to start doing from now on. We're going to be formatting our print so that if we want the value of what we want, we'll put it inside the curly brace. Does that make sense, please? And yeah, so I think it will make sense. Once you get used to the code, you start getting used to the code, and then you start writing your print statements in this manner. Okay?
Yeah, but Prof, if you also just did in without the F, if you just did the A and the quotes, and then after the quote, put a comma and you put the B, I guess it will still give you the same answer.
Yeah, it will still give you the same answer. Yes, it will still give you the same answer. So there are two ways to do it. Okay, so now I want you to do A and B. You tell the user that A is equals to, the value of A, and then B is equals to the value of B. So you can do it inside the quote with the F.
Yeah. A equals to 1, B equals 2, greater, greater,
Yes,
greater.
exactly.
Separated with comma, the A
separated.
in
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so that's for that. Let's come out of here. Let's come out of here. We have 30 minutes, approximately 30 minutes to go. I think we'll leave the loops for next week, Monday. Okay. Now, I want you to write in your Microsoft Visual Studio Code a program that will okay, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Open your Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Call it let's call it math underscore function.py. Let's call it like that. Math underscore functions. Math underscore functions.py.
Functions with an S.
With an S, yes. Function with an S. Math underscore functions with .py. Okay. Your first line of your code is what?
name.
Yes. And your second line will be program to perform multiple functions. Okay. Now, the next line is blank. The fourth line, import, no, from math, import sine, cosine, and tan. That's sin, comma, cos, comma, tan, tan.
I beg your pardon.
Sine,
math,
cosine.
import, and tan, tan. Plus sine is sin, cosine is cos, and then tan is tan. So from math, import sine, comma, cosine, cos, comma, space tan, tan. Enter. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, next line, print. In quotes, welcome to my trigonometry application.
Yeah. Yes, boss.
Okay. Now, just say print again, open quote, then put dash, 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 I think 24 times.
Sorry, sir.
Put minus sign inside the quote 24 times. That's
Minus
like,
sign.
well, yes. It should be the same thing as, it should correspond to the welcome to my application. That's 7, 8, 10, 11, 13, 14. Yeah, 25 times.
Including
Put dash.
the spaces.
No space, just dash 25 times. Welcome to.
Please,
welcome
let's get the spelling of the three, what they call it now, because
okay.
maybe the spelling there may be wrong for me.
Okay, trigonometry, TRIGO, trigo, no, NOMETRY, GO, NOMETRY, NO,
okay,
then METRY. Welcome to my trigonometry application.
Okay.
So you should have like
so in the next print, the minuses are they in quote as well, or just in the bracket?
No, in quote. Open paren, open quote. I think do it like at least 40 times. 40, or see what you're going to do. Do open quote, dash, that's minus, close quote, star 40. You understand?
No, sir.
Okay. If you want to multiply a string, remember I told you can multiply a string the number by with a star, right? Asterisk with an asterisk. So when you do open quote, dash, close quote, then asterisk 40. So you're going to multiply that dash, that minus sign 40 times. It's a way of underlining, it's just a way of underlining your welcome to my trigonometry application.
Okay.
So when a user sees
it, the star and 40, there's no space within the quote, the close quote.
No.
Okay.
Please, 1 second, please.
Left.
The space is just matter of choice. You can put quotes dash code star 40. You can still space it.
Okay. All
It's
right.
matter of choice and readability. So.
Okay, thank you, sir. I just need to be sure so that maybe in case it's
Mr. Ibrahim.
or something.
Yes, sir.
You can run your you can run your code. Run your code and see what I'm saying so that you understand what I'm trying to do.
Left.
Bismarck, what do you say? Star 4 star is shift 8.
After the print left parent in quote the 20 the several dashes, what follows next? I mean the line with multiplication.
Run it. Save it and run.
Just say welcome to my trigonometry application.
It didn't say dash.
No. Just says welcome to my trigonometry application.
Do you print the dash? Do you print it?
In my code. My code rather.
Yes, did you print it in your code?
Your microphone is unmuted. Left.
So I printed welcome to my trigonometry application. Then I did print again the minus in code plus minus star 40.
If you print it, it should say dash.
I didn't hear it. Or is it because maybe my what they call it, my NVDA, I silenced some of the functions because I didn't activate all. So even if I'm typing, if I put dash, it will tell me that I put dash. But if I'm reading it, it doesn't read the dash for me. Would that be the reason?
It wrote welcome to my trigonometry application dash.
Okay, maybe it's possible that it's because I did not activate that function on my NVDA.
Yes, that what should happen when you hear welcome to my trigonometry application. Then, if the second line is print, if you print it out there, you also print that dash.
Into the 40 times.
Yes.
Okay.
This lady, I'm not hearing your voice. What is the name? Is it Mercy? Not Mercy. The lady from Nigeria.
Onyinyechi.
Pristine or something like that.
Pascaline.
Pascaline.
I hope there's no problem. Like, yeah, okay.
No, I'm following.
Are you practicing or you are just listening?
Yes. No, I'm practicing. I'm following.
And there's no error. Everything is working well.
Yes, no error.
I want to be like you. I'll be running my code and there will be no single issue.
No, sometimes it occurs, but today it has not occurred. Apart from the other one, I complained.
Okay, no problem. Thank God.
All right.
Okay. The problem with that second print is that they are going to listen to a lot of dash. So it might be annoying sometimes.
Hello?
Microphone is unmuted.
Yes, sir.
Prof.
Hello?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that, go back to your Microsoft Visual Studio. Okay, so you understood what I'm doing now. It's just going to underline, it's just going to tell the user, welcome to my trigonometry application. then 40 characters. So a sighted person will understand what is going on. You're just underlining, like how you have a topic and you want to underline it. So that's just what we're doing there. All right. So after that print statement, go to the next line. After the second print statement, go to the next line, do a print again, and inside your print, you now say inside the quote 1 dot space sign SINE sign quote close quote close paren.
Sorry, Prof.
Print inside the print function. I want you to say open in quote 1, that's figure 1 dot, put a dot into it, then space, then sign capital SINE.
That is 1 dot inside the quote, right?
Inside the quote, yes.
One dot what, please?
Sign SINE capital S.
All in capital.
No, just the first letter.
SINE. Then what?
Then close the quote and close the parentheses. Then go to the next line.
Okay.
Then print again. Open inside the function, print function, type 2 dot cosine then number 3, this next line 3 tangent.
Lock screen 1241. Missed call. Missed calls. Ringtone volume. Can't you do copy and paste?
You can if you want to. Please, 1 second, please. I have a call that I need to attend to. Please, sorry, 1 second.
Please, what's the third line of print for those who got it?
No, so after the 1 cosine, I'm 1 sine, 2 dot cosine, then 3 dot tangent.
The tangent has to be spelled in full.
Yes, please.
Left.
Some of us don't even do math, so tangent is GENT.
Your microphone is unmuted.
Ringtone volume set to 100%.
Yeah, so have you done that? Hello?
Prof.
Yes?
Should all the first letters be capitalized? As
Yes.
sign?
Yes, sine, cosine, and the C's.
Last call was 28 seconds.
Okay, have we done the 3 of them?
Yes, Prof.
Next line.
Thank you. How are you?
That's my phone.
Yes, Prof.
Google.
Sorry, I'm coming, please.
Phone. Call a giant driver.
Okay. It has locked. Sorry about that. So next line. Choice is equals to input. Enter your.
Prof, I didn't get that too.
Next line, choice, CHOICE. That's a variable name. Choice is equals to
Yeah.
Choice is equals to input. Inside the input function, I want you to say enter your choice, colon, in quotes. Okay, have you done that?
Yes, bro.
Yes.
Okay, save the code. Go to Visual Studio Code and run the code so that you understand what's going on.
It called out the code from welcome to my trigonometry application to the last line of code, which is choice.
Your microphone is unmuted.
Okay, so have you entered your choice? What do you think? So enter your choice. So how many choices do you have? 1, 2, and 3, Abby?
Yes.
So you can say if you type 1, it'll give you. Now we have not done the logic for that yet, so we need to do the logic. So you can understand what we're doing. We're running the code small, 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 small. The first code has this print statement, a bunch of print statements, which prints out to the user what the code is going to do, the menu. So this is like a menu. So imagine if you have like a phone, on your phone, on let's say on Facebook or Instagram, on the left-hand side is a menu. So you can say view profile, edit profile, see, sorry, at the bottom, sorry, it says home, take a picture, view friends, set your friends, and profile. So you can see the menus at the bottom of your phone.
Or on your
Now,
USSD app. So on your USSD on the phone.
And now if you're on the USSD on the phone, this is what will happen. You will say 1, enter Kini 2, so cosine 3, trigonometry. So this is what we're trying to establish. So you can see what you just do is just have a bunch of print statements, but then the next one is the input from the user. That's why we have input for choice. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so let's continue our code. So now let's go back to Visual Studio Code. You can now say if choice is equal to 1. Now the 1 should be inside quotes. Why should the 1 be inside quotes and why not figure 1 without quotes?
String and integer.
Because we've not converted it to an integer and there's nothing we're going to do with the integer once we convert it. So there's no point converting it to an integer. So you can say if choice equals 1 in quotes, colon. This is where your colon now comes in. What happens? It indents. So you can say print in the function, print function f, while using the f, the sign. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Remove that print. Remove that print. We've not taken the number exactly. So, sorry. Before the if statement, where we have choice, let's go back to that choice. Choose a enter a choice, Abby. Next line, number equals to int. Now this one is int, open paren, input, open paren, enter a number in quotes. Close paren, close paren.
Sir, please take it.
Normal input now, and number is equals to int.
Okay.
The int function. Inside the int function, you're going to have input function. Inside the input function, you're going to say enter a number in quotes. So that's int, open paren, input, open paren, open quotes, enter a number, colon, close quotes, close paren, close paren. Okay. Now the next line is if choice equals 1. We've written that already, right? So then it should indent and say print
New notification. Recording has started.
Okay, so print F, open quotes,
New notification.
the sign
Recording
of
has
your
started. This meeting
your
is
number,
set to be recorded
that's number
automatically.
in
Privacy policy.
inside curly brace is, then open curly brace, put SIN, open paren, number, close paren, close curly brace.
So you said print F, then quote. Inside the quote, what should be in the quote?
The sign of your number, the number should be inside curly brace. That's the variable number should be inside the curly brace. The sign of your number inside curly brace is, then the next curly brace should be open curly brace, SIN, open paren, number, close paren, close curly brace.
Sir, please kindly come with that line of code again, the last print
Okay.
line.
Okay, let's do it like this. So your print, remember your print is indented. You have print, open paren, close paren. Okay? Inside your parentheses, type F, open quote, close quote. Okay? Inside your quote, you have the sign SINE of open curly brace, close curly brace. Inside the curly brace, you should have number. That's the variable name we give for getting the number from the user. After the close curly brace, you press space, is, open curly brace, close curly brace. Inside the curly brace, you now say SIN, open normal paren, close normal paren, because that's a function which we've imported at the top. Inside the paren, you now type number. That's the variable name. So you're finding the sign of the number that the user imputed. Does that make sense? Have we done that?
Yeah, I'm a bit lost.
Okay.
I'm at
Now,
the ending before Bismarck comment, and I got lost. So
okay,
I'm already at
okay.
the print. I'm already
Yeah,
at
it's the print that Bismarck was talking about.
Okay, I'm already at print. F quote, the sign of your number is in colibri number.
No. The sign of that first number should be in curly brace. The sign of open curly brace, number, close curly brace.
Is number
Tekena.
again? Yes, sir.
No, is sign of number. Is the sign of number. SIN, open paren, number, close paren.
Oh, the sign here is not in full.
No, remember at the top we said from math import sin, SIN, comma, cos, COS, comma, tan. So wait, listen to me. Let's start from after choice. What do we have? What's the next line? After choice is equals to impute your choice. What's the next line of code that we have?
Choice equals input your choice.
Yes,
number
after that line
equals int, enter your number.
No, impute. You didn't put
Yes,
put
int
impute.
input, enter your number.
Okay, the next line.
If choice equals 1.
Colon, yes. Next line.
Yeah. Print F, the sign of your number is number. That's what I have here, but which is said is wrong. So I need to go back.
So now let's go print F, open quotes, Okay? The sign, S-I-N-E, of, are you at the of now?
The S, but can it be in capital or small letter?
It doesn't matter. This is what the user is going to see. So it depends on you whether you want it capital or. So the sign of, now the number in this case should be open curly brace, number, close curly brace.
The sign of your number.
No, the sign of open curly brace, number, close curly brace.
Okay, the U should not be there.
Yes, the sign of open curly brace, number, close curly brace. Are you there?
Yes.
Tekken, have you gotten it?
I am. I am. I am.
Okay, so the sign of open curly brace, number, close curly brace is open the curly brace again, then put SIN. Open paren, number, close paren, close curly brace. Close quote.
So sorry sir, this second curly brace opening now is just SIN number or just other number?
SIN, open paren, number, close paren. Number is your variable name now.
And the sign here is small letter, correct?
Yes, it's small letter. That's the same sign that you SIN for sin, SIN. That's what we're importing from the top. From mouth, import sin, cos, tan. So that's what we're using here.
All right.
You understand that? It's a function.
All right.
Just like factorial is a function. Sin is a function. Okay? Now, go to the end of the line, press enter.
Done.
Now, elif, choice equals 2 in quote, colon. Okay. Next line. To make it easier for you guys, probably my first if it might be confusing you. So let me make it easier. Okay. Next line. C is equals to cos.
We did not print. Okay.
Yes, I'm trying to make it easy so that you understand what I'm trying to do. C is equals to cos, COS, open paren, number, close paren.
Equals to cos as in the COS.
COS, yes. Open paren, number, close paren. Okay, enter, print.
Yes.
F, open quote, the cosine of, open curly brace, number, close curly brace.
Cosine of number in curly brace.
Yes, the cosine of number in curly brace is open curly brace C, close curly brace. So that C that you use just in the line above, C is equals to cos. So the cosine of open curly brace, number, close curly brace is open curly brace C, close curly brace.
Oh, I see. You have taken the function out.
Yes, now you get what I'm trying to do so that it's easier for you to understand. Then next line, else, colon, T is equals to tan, TAN, open paren, number, close paren. Then print out the tan with the format. The tangent of number in curly brace is t, in quotes. And in curly brace, sorry. Bismarck, does this make sense? Bismarck's not here. Who else is here apart from Tekken? Ralph.
The tangent of number is of course, in curly brace.
Yeah, the tangent of number in curly brace is t. That t2 is in curly brace. Okay, so let's go over this code quickly. All right, so is everybody with me? Have you guys run away? All right, hello?
We are listening, sir.
We are listening.
Thank God, I thought it's only taken out here.
We depend on the audio now.
Okay, yeah, run away. All right, so from line 4, we have print. Welcome to our trigonometry application. Next line is the print of 40 characters that is a minus sign. Next line is print number 1, sign.
So which line are we coming from?
Line 4. All those print statements. Welcome to trigonometry.
Line 4 is from math, import.
Oh, sorry, from math, import sign, import sin, cos, and tan. Okay, those are the functions we are going to use in this code. We have to import them. If not, it's not going to work. So now we have next line is all these print statements. Print welcome to our trigonometry. Print the 40 lines. Print the sign, the menu now. Number 1 for sign, number 2 for cosine, number 3 and for tan. Then the next line is to input a choice between 1, 2, and 3. Now, in the choice, I now said, okay, number equals int, enter a number. Now we're going to use the number here as an integer. So we're going to convert it from the keyboard. Int, enter a number. Okay, now it says, the next line says, if choice is 1, that's if it equals 1 from the keyboard, that's your choice variable is 1. Then the next line says, print the sign of number. Remember, your number is what we're choosing from the previous 2 lines. Might be 40. So let's say your number is 40. So if you want to say the sign of 40 is, then it's going to bring out the value of the function of sign for that number, whatever that 40 is. If the user inputs 2, if choice equals to elif, if choice equals 2, I now said, okay, C, letter C, is equals to cos of the number. So your cos of number, that's 40. Cos, open paren, 40, close paren. Remember, that cos was imported from math. Okay? Now, we now say print the cosine of number that you've inputted, which is 40, is equals to C, letter C, and is in curly brace. And C is the value you got from your function, cos number. Okay? Else, T is equals to tan of the number, then print the tangent of number is T. So if you run the code now, save it, run the code, it should work now. So now, we have our choice. You can press number 1. What do we get? We say enter your number, which is 40. Then what's the cosine of 40? What's the sine of 40? Sorry. Or are you getting error? Online what? Okay, you're checking. Is anybody else's code running?
Line 19, syntax error, invalid syntax. I should be able to trace that.
Line what?
19.
What's on your line 10?
Okay, I'm supposed to. Yeah, I have my else.
Else column. Or is it else or else? Is line 10? I think line 10 is choice. Sorry, please, 1 second, please.
Left.
Code corrected.
Bismarck, are you still following?
We shall follow from the audio.
Yeah, I'm following, except that I'm debugging my code. I've not run it yet.
Your microphone is unmuted.
Okay, now, press number 3 and type 40.
That's where my error is. I'm actually running through. I'm going to go back to my code. I'm correcting it.
Okay. Bismarck, what's your own error?
Yes, sir.
What line is your error?
In the
What is your
process of
error?
typing, I omitted some of the punctuation, so I'm now going through to correct them. I've not run it yet because I realized when I was typing, I omitted some of them, so I'm correcting them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, so I choose option 3 now. Enter a number, I put 40. Give me error in line 19.
Okay, that's the print statement.
There's a name error in my last line.
So you wait. What did you put? T is equals to what? The line before is what? What's your line before?
The line before.
T
equals tan number.
Okay. Then the next line is what? Print F.
Print bracket open F put the tangent of number in curly brace. Oh, it's brace I have here. Interesting.
You find some people don't find it interesting what we are doing. Though. They say it's tiring. Why do we have to go for every line and correct it? Okay, have you run it now?
Let me save and see. What happens?
Okay.
So I still select 3, put 40, and give me an error.
Error again.
Maybe I should rewrite that one.
Sir, please, take that else statement.
Sorry, sir.
Sir, please take that
Open
else
paren
statement.
number. Else colon. Can you hear me? Else colon.
Yes, sir.
Else colon. Then T equals tan. Open paren number. Close paren.
Okay. T equals tan number. Okay.
Then print. Okay. Okay. Bismarck, how far? So you're still debugging. Second, how far?
I'm still troubleshooting, sir.
Okay.
Everything looks okay. Let me run it again and see what happens.
Okay.
I think Pascaline is still going along with the class as well.
You think that what?
Pascaline.
Pascaline.
Yes.
Okay. Has he run the code? He's not answering actually. Probably he can't find the mute. Okay. You are still getting errors, Bismarck. And Tekena.
Yes, I'm still on my error. I'm trying to like.
I've messed up the brackets and the braces.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay, let's do it as an assignment. But there's also something that's happening in this code which I wanted us to get to, but apparently we've not gotten to that part. The part, Tekena, please listen, please, and Bismarck, please listen, and everybody. The part I want you to get to is else. So that else should not be there. The reason why, if you run your code, Tekena and Bismarck, and you put 7, it's going to go to that else. Abi?
Oh.
You understand? This is 7, but the menu only says 1, 2, 3.
2, 3.
So yes, so I want you to your code that if you press a number, that's where the else comes in. So you should have a branch for 3 for choice equals 3. Then the else should say not a valid choice. So you can add that before Monday.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll leave you. I'll hand you back to Lekon. I hope this class was insightful, and we'll continue again on Monday. Okay, Lekon, over to you.
Left.
sorry, so Prof, before you go, so what would have been the correct thing there?
Is it for your turn?
Yes.
Okay, so follow me. Print. Wipe that line out. So we'll start again.
That's we should remove the.
Yeah, remove that line. So T is equal to. You have written T is equal to tan. Open paren number close paren. Have you?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you have print. Open paren close paren.
Yeah.
F. Open quote close quote.
Yeah.
Inside the quote, the tangent of open curly brace number close curly brace is open curly brace T close curly brace. Simple.
Something is wrong with me. Don't mind me. Instead of putting T, I went and put C.
Oh, okay.
Instead of putting T, which is the command before, is
okay,
C
you are
that I went
putting
and
C.
put. Thank you for walking me back.
No problem. Okay. So that's your small assignment before Monday. So if you put 7, you should say not a valid menu or not a valid number. Please choose between 1 and 3. Okay.
Okay, thank you very
All
much,
right.
sir.
No problem.
Left.
Okay, ma.
Okay.
Please mute yourself. Yeah.
Okay, I think there is a bit of sanity now. Okay, congratulations again today. Thank you, Prof, for being with us and for taking your time to coach us so much passion. So we appreciate your time. I appreciate everything that you do. So thank you guys for staying through. I think we have only 8 people who made. I don't know. Today's turnout was a bit poor, but I expect that by Monday. Sorry, maybe because of the destruction of yesterday's schedule. Maybe that was what caused it. But by Monday, we expect to get more people on board. So thank you guys. Please don't forget, you received only one person's photo. That's from Tekena. To Tekena, thank you for sending in your beautiful photo. We're expecting more people. You can send it on the group and just make sure you caption it and write your name. That's basically that. You can send it on the group or you can send it to the Access Tech number. So if there's nothing else, if there's nothing else to clarify, I think we can call this a day today and expect to reconvene on Monday by 11 o'clock, if all things being equal. Okay. So on these notes, since there is nothing more to clarify, I think we can call it a day. So it's 2 hours 33, 2 hours 33 minutes. We'll be expecting our downloads and we can so that we can share the link with you again for your review. So enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy your weekend and continue to code. Thank you again, and God bless you. Okay.